part two with our city health expert, Bryce Wylde. And this is fascinating. As you mentioned, the Annals of Internal Medicine have come through with a breakthrough controversial study. That multivitamin you and your children are taking every day, they say may be a waste of time and money.
The Annals of Internal Medicine, many people were looked at here, and there's even a subgroup of doctors we'll talk about in a moment and what they found with these doctors, about 6,000 of them. Here's the point. I'm on record. You can look through anything I've ever been on television for or radio, suggesting that multivitamins are probably not as valuable as we've been, suggesting are for many years now. So here's the point. If you have a significant deficit in your diet, if there's a significant gap in your diet, for example, you're the kind of person that will only eat pasta, cakes, breads and cookies, which are refined carbohydrates, well, then you probably have a vitamin gap or a micronutrient gap. You should probably take one. If you otherwise don't, and you don't suffer from a third world country deficiency, all jokes aside, a multi is a lot a small amount of a lot of different things.
So it's a lot of a little, which is useless.
Bingo, right? So we really should shift over to eating a healthy diet, a colorful rainbow of fruits and vegetables every single day. And that means half a serving of each color for fruit and half a serving of each color for vegetables, and that will kick multivitamin out of the water.
That seems hard to do.
Well, it's what we got to do to avoid micronutrient deficiencies. Here's what we're doing with a multivitamin. We're trying to suggest that taking this encapsulated amount of this small amount of a lot of different things and say, this is an insurance plan that will prevent disease. And what the Annals has come out and published recently says, no, it doesn't really decrease, cognitive decline or heart disease or cancer. There is actually very good evidence. There is some suggestion that it does prevent cancer. But then they looked at this group. I told you we talked about this, a group of 6,000 doctors, and said, these doctors didn't show any significant benefit for reduction of mental, decline or early cognitive decline, Alzheimer's, dementia and so forth. And that might be true from taking a multivitamin, but if you were to take fish oils, just don't be so quick to throw away your vitamins and minerals, folks, just because this one showed multivitamins. You take fish oils, the second best studied nutrient and the second best studied thing overall that you can take, second only to aspirin. That is increasing your ability to think. That is increasing your memory. Great studies show that
you're going to spend money on something, you'd rather the fish oils.
Well, because it's a single nutrient at a high dose that has very good science behind it to show benefit. Another example, if you're on a statin drug, which is a cholesterol lowering agent, you must take coenzyme Q10. That's a single nutrient found in some multis at such small amounts, but you take 100 milligrams of this a day and you offset the side effects of this medication, So there's so many examples. See, what I think the message is wrong. It's being spun. It's about to be spun even worse now in the media starting today. So, think about this, all this information with a grain of salt. A multivitamin may not have huge benefit, or at least as much as we used to think. But single nutrients at high dose, which have been very well studied, such as coenzyme Q10 or your fish oils.
Based on your needs, individualized prescription or supplements.
Bingo, you got it. And otherwise, if you're looking to thwart overall disease, switch out your multi for a rainbow of fruits and vegetables every single day. And audit your fridge. Get your family involved. Look, if we're out of purple, make sure the next time someone's shopping.
What the heck's purple? Okay, grapes and eggplants.
Well, that's not it. There's a ton. There's blueberries are in. What they have are what called proanthocyanidins. It's a mouthful, but these things protect from, brain and cognitive decline, and they help to support the heart.
But it's expensive to buy all those fruits and veggies, especially if you're trying to go organic.
Worth?
Yeah, ooh, you got me. It's priceless. It's priceless.
There really is there's nothing more important. And without your health, you cannot work and you cannot really, show up to life. Let's put it that way. So a multivitamin, it may be this insurance plan for the individual who doesn't eat well. And it may be an insurance plan for somebody who's looking to, thwart cataracts, because there's good science to show the amount of vitamin A in a multi is effective in this study of thwarting, cataracts and eye disease. But there's not good evidence for overall benefit. This is something I've been saying for years. Switch it out, eat a healthier diet.
Do me a favor, will you come back and lay out what our daily nutritional program or what do you want to call it, should look like? Like, I want to see the serving size of everything that we need, because you say it's not as much as we think it is to actually come up with the 10 servings.
Absolutely, and I'm happy to do that. And I'm going to show you a whole rainbow of fruits and vegetables and what everyone should take on average. But remember, you just said it yourself, individualization. So if your family history and your personal genetics shows within it Predisposition to heart disease? Well, I'm going to focus much more over to those blueberries you just mentioned. I want you now having 2 or 3 servings of that every single day.
And how do we know what we need more of? Is it a blood test?
Exactly. So every year you should be getting yourself checked with your family doctor and reviewing your personal history and your family history. Frankly, right now, what I'm doing over at P3, it's a new center I opened up here at Front Street in Toronto, 145 Front Street with Dr. Timothy Cook, who's leading this up. He's a medical doctor. We're looking at genes that predispose people to certain diseases. And then what we do when we know what those genes are is we will focus on giving them micronutrients in high amounts, not a multi, high doses to actually offset those genes. You can't change your DNA, but you can modify your genetic predispositions and your destiny.
Fascinating. For more information at Wylde on Health, and that's with a Y. I know we're going to get a lot of questions. We'll talk a lot more about this. We'll be back with more BT right after this.